Hello, my name is Taylor Jones, and in this video we are going to be exploring the squat. Now before we begin, I want you to grab a piece of paper, a pen, a pencil, or bite your finger and write in blood because I want you to learn something today. And if you do learn something today, if you could put something in the comment section below, that'd be greatly appreciated. That way I know I've helped you learn today. Alright, so let's get started. First things first, there are three variations of the squat. There's the front squat, where the bar is placed in front of your body on your shoulders. There's the high bar back squat, where the bar is placed on your back, specifically on your traps. And then there's the low bar back squat. It's the same position as the high bar back squat, except the bar is scooted down a couple inches on your back. Let us look at the front squat. The front squat is characterized by having an acute knee angle, a hip angle that is incredibly open, and a back angle that is pretty much perpendicular to the floor. Having this sort of back angle allows for balance through the range of motion, keeping bar over the midline of the foot. Now let's talk about the high bar back squat. Instead of having the bar on the front of your shoulders, it is now on the back, specifically above the spine of the scapula, right here. This is the spine of the scapula, you're putting it on top, it's supported by your traps. The knee angle in this case has closed off, I lied, it's opened up a bit, it's still acute, and the hip angle has closed off a bit. Same thing with the back angle. All these changes are just to ensure that the bar has a linear path through the range of motion over the midline of the foot. Alright, and finally, we have the low bar back squat. In opposition of the high bar back squat, the low bar back squat's position of the bar sits underneath the spine of the scapula. Spine of the scapula right here. The knee angle opens up tremendously compared to the other two lifts, and the hip angle does the opposite. It closes off. The back angle also becomes much more horizontal, somewhere around 45 degrees to maintain the balance. Now, which of these lifts do you think is the strongest? Do you think it's the front squat, high bar back squat, or the low bar back squat? Right now would be a good time to pause the video and take a guess. Alright, now that we're back, somebody give me a drum roll. It's the low bar back squat, and I'm going to tell you why. By placing the load, or the bar, closer to the fulcrum in the lift, you're making it easier to lift, since the body is a system of levers, with your muscles pulling on bones, creating force against resistance. It's a perfect example is right here. There's a man holding a dumbbell close to his body, and a man holding it far away from his body. You can try this right now at home. Pick up a book, hold it away from your body, or and then put it really close to your body. Find out which one is easier. It's going to be like this, because you've shortened the distance of the load arm. Not only that, but there's the optimum muscle fiber overlap in the low bar back squat. In comparison to the front squat, at the bottom of the range of motion, with the acute knee angle and the body being pretty much perpendicular to the floor, the muscle fibers in the legs do not have the optimum overlap. They're really tightly packed together, so they can't produce enough forceful contraction. Now in the high bar and low bar positions, the muscle fiber overlap is pretty much the same. There's minor differences because of the back angle and knee and hip angle, but it's pretty insignificant. The real reason you're able to lift more in the low bar back squat is because you're shortening the load, like the distance in the lever. The fulcrum is the hip, the load is the bar, you're hinging, and you're squatting all the way down. You can lift about 10 to 15% more with the low bar back squat. Now let's talk about hip drive in sports. Right here you will see Clayton Kershaw Kershaw. He's a pitcher in the MLB. Hip drive is what creates torque and allows athletes to produce incredible amounts of force. In a pitcher's windup, he picks up his leg and he gets into this position, right? He's about to throw the ball, and to generate all that speed, he's got to thrust his hip. This is also the same for the hitters in the sport. By generating all this torque in their hip, they're able to throw the ball 90 to 100 miles per hour. It's crazy. This boxer over here is in relatively the same position as the pitcher, if you'll notice. If you look at their back legs, they're producing the force in order to create the hip drive, and they're rotating on their planted foot. However, the difference is, in this case, is this guy is throwing a ball, and this guy's delivering a haymaker into this guy's forehead. It's very hip drive is very apparent in this image right here of a golfer. As you can see right here, he's generating all his potential energy, and he's transferring it through the hip drive to the ball, and he's hitting it 300 yards, probably. He looks pretty strong. Now let's talk about bone density. Individuals who do any sort of activity will experience an increase in bone density. When the body's put underneath stress, specifically in relation to the squats, the femurs, tibias, and fibulas will all increase their bone density because of the cells, the osteoblasts. When the body's put under stress, it stimulates them. Starts building them up, and there's more building than there is breaking down between the two cells, the osteoblast and the osteoclast, and it wards off osteoporosis. So, keeps you nice and strong. And now this is probably the coolest thing about the squat. The squat generates testosterone and human growth hormone in the body. Testosterone and human growth hormone are essential components in muscle hypertrophy, myofibril contraction, strengthening the muscle-mind connection between the central nervous system and the body. And there's even benefits to the immune system as well. Oh yeah, and testosterone puts hair on your chest, so guys, start squatting. Let's see, is there anything else? Alright. Now we're going to talk about some major misconceptions about the squat. These ones, when I hear them, I just want to rip my hair out. I just can't believe people actually believe them. First things first, squats are bad for your knees. No. Half squats are bad for your knees. When you're performing a squat, and you're going all the way down and all the way up, that's a basic human movement. You're not putting any extra stress on the patellas or any part of the knee itself. In fact, you're strengthening all the tendons and ligaments and muscles in the area. The second one that it makes me want to punch somebody is that your knees can't go over your toes. This man is named Dmitry Kloklov, and he's a Russian weightlifter who won the silver medal in the Olympics. If you look closely, his knees are traveling over his toes. And he has roughly 300 to 400 pounds on his back. He hasn't been injured, he's at the Olympic level. If the Olympians can do it, so can we. Also, squats compress your spine, and that's bad. Spine's always under constant compression. You walk down the stairs, your spine gets compressed. When your body's put under stress, like I just described in the bone density slide, you get stronger. The erectors in the spine, they get stronger as well, and you're less likely to hurt yourself when performing these lifts. And that has been the squat. My name is Taylor Johnson. If you learned anything today, I want you to leave a comment in the comment section below. That'd be really appreciated. And just remember that the squat is the king of the exercises. It's a staple in all strength training programs, and it's essential for having a healthy lifestyle. Goodbye.